Disclaimer. Hello everyone, and for this video, this is the Beyblade X episode review time. Hey, so actually, before we continue with this video, malabays.com. I will be actually restocking on some of those shark stuff, and I'm still doing our best on the UX stuff. It's an optional way to support the channel, helps keep the channel alive. I appreciate any support regardless. And stay tuned for some conversations at the end, because there's no live show this Sunday, because the Sunday the 14th is my birthday, so I'll just leave any of that info just probably for the end. Okay, so this episode is really interesting. It's another, Takumi Ishiyama focused episode, and last we saw him, this was the episode essentially where they're forced to use the Phoenix Feather Bay, otherwise they lose the sponsor, and bro has been through it. Okay, so I mean, basically what happens, he loses the Common X. This whole thing was like, hey, you gotta use Phoenix Feather or we're dropping you, right? That was basically the ultimatum. Alrighty, they dropped them. That's it. They're done. And then and from that point on, he has a conversation with his mom. He's just gonna, I guess, return to like his hometown, and then before that point, before he basically quits Beyblade, he wants to battle some rookies. I think he's basically, I don't know, I guess he's basically just kind of broken. He's basically like lost. Well, he's literally lost, and he's lost the spawn. Yeah, he just lost at life. Well, I mean, he had it coming, right? Because that's basically like the blading path that he kind of chose. So basically, this whole thing is just him pushing himself. But there's a little bit of a difference now. Well, I think before, when Taisho was kind of saying, oh, he was giving that speech and whatever, but he did break other people's bays, and he was like very cruel, right? It's not like there's really any sympathy. Now, it's kind of a little bit of a change of heart in the sense where it's like, well, instead of now, because what would normally happen, he beats someone, he breaks their bay, you're weak, I've trained 10 years, you suck, get good, but he didn't do it this time. And I think it's more interesting because kind of this episode, he's kind of just coaching kind of like the other bladers. Because like, oh, okay, let's do it again. Okay, dude, your shoot form sucks. Come on, try to do it again and again and again. So Bird appears, because they have to do that thing where they just bait Bird in the episode preview, where he doesn't really do much this episode. No, I mean, okay, obviously he has some moment with Takumi Ishiyama afterwards, but I don't know. Did Bird finally win? Is the title of this video going to be Bird finally won? Which, if that ever happens, that probably will be the title. No, he loses. Really funny. I mean, I don't know why. Takumi is, he put a pretty good fight. Just yelled still won't blow. And Bird lost. Bro has not had a single win. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't actually care too much in the context of this episode, though, just because whatever, they still need to show him actually building up the skill, like in the manga when they show him training with Hell's Hammer and mastering it. So I mean, the context here, him losing it still makes sense in the thing. It's not like it's something where it's like, oh, come on, this doesn't make any sense at all. It's fine. I think it's funny. That's about it. I think it's funny. So he keeps pushing himself more and more and more. And dude is like, he's basically done. He's basically just done at this point. Because then after he starts getting his ass beat by a bunch of random kids, and then after bro just quits. He just, nah, man, I can't do this shit anymore. He keeps on losing, and then after, yeah, he decides he wants to break his bay. I think it's kind of interesting, just like, he's basically at rock bottom. Just literally wanted to shatter like his own partner bay, which they made this whole big deal of, whatever. And I thought, like, oh, that's pretty cool. In the sense, like, oh, he's evolved so much, like he just views himself just weak and pathetic. And he just wants to break the bay. And it's interesting because there is an actual connection on like this pointless random anime filler bay. And I like that. And Bird obviously slaps his hand, it's like, hey, why the hell would you do that shit? Now Bird appears, because he just walks up, he says, yo, we bought your shit. You got a sponsor. I want to see what cool shit you can do. And then he's like, good luck, my guy. Yeah, because there's this whole thing with like the selection for like the Battle Shuffle Festival thing, right? So keep in mind too. He's been pushing himself this entire episode. He's lost a sponsor and all that stuff. I think it's interesting how kind of they incorporated Burn, where it's like, yeah, alright, you have no sponsor, bet. Now you do. And it's cool because now they kind of can utilize him, and what's going to be interesting is the Shuffle Festival because of the unique teams that they have. So we have one team with Uni, Multi, and Toguro. You have the other team with Takumi, Cadover, and then after Zunamos, whatever. And then after you have Kazami Bird, Mako Maiden, and Carlo Marco. Now, I'm wondering here, right, because there is Burn, Pen, and a Mystery Blader. Now, what I'm kind of wondering here is, who is the third person? Because we're going to find out next week anyways, I assume. Is that like, I say Common Y, it's not even the actual name of the thing, but we're just saying Common Y. Is that supposed to be like Common Y? Is that going to be the Rex guy? Who has the, Tyranno Beat whatever? Very much wondering what it is, because I know there is the, the Shinobi Shadow thing, whatever, from the app stuff, but I'm kind of wondering, is that connected to that thing or not? And then after you have Common X, King, and then after, was it Taisho? Oh, and after Multibase just pulls up and you're like, yo, we got new gear and shit. Interesting red grip. Interesting red grip. So basically all the gears, I guess except for that one, but all the gear is essentially just stuff that's been released. You know, that's pretty neat. I actually like how X has done kind of like the product promotion. It just feels more natural in the show. I feel like a lot of times, like especially like in Burst, it felt like very much kind of like, I don't know, like shoved in almost. I feel like this feels like a lot more natural for kind of like the writing of that. But yeah, next week actually looks pretty cool. You got, what is this? Common X facing off against Pancho. Pretty exciting. You got King versus Burn, and I remember that their I think their shoot power, which whatever it is, the manga thing when they go over like the battle pass shoot power thing, I think these guys are pretty much even, so I'm kind of curious how that battle goes. Seems their Birds team is just going to be watching and observing. I assume what's going to happen is probably, and the battle actually looks pretty interesting actually, like it looks more exciting than Common X versus Burn fight, to be honest, based at least on the short preview. I assume this one he wins. This one, King loses, and then after the third one, the Mystery Blader will actually... I think the Mystery Blader, whoever that is, will be Taisho, and then after, technically, they'll maybe lose? I don't know. Would all three of them win? Doesn't seem like it would make sense how they're setting it up. But yeah, aside from that, in terms of the episode, what did I say in terms of the rating? Well, actually, rating this episode is kind of weird because of the fact I said story 4, art 3, animation 3, and I gave characterization a 5. If there's no real battles in this episode, I don't want to judge like battles in CG. Like next week I can't, but I want to make sure like when I'm rating each episode per week, it's like, okay, well if that's technically not there, I can't just like rate it there because that's not really fair to the episode. But aside from that, I think this episode is pretty interesting. Just how they kind of basically have Takumi basically broken. And he, you know, he's going through a lot this whole episode. He's literally wanted to shatter his own bay. I think what's really cool about X is that the story, you know, I think the animation, the art's kind of like so-so here and there, and I think sometimes it's a lot worse in some episodes, and sometimes like it's like what do I say, like, you know, like a nice average episode, and the story's pretty good, but it's cool seeing a lot of these scenarios and how they can kind of expand and utilize these characters, because if Takumi never actually gets a bay or whatever, I do not think he would ever get used beyond that point. So I think it's kind of cool the anime is using him. So, speaking of just quick other plugs and stuff, yep, okay, I can just go from here. Alrighty, if you're in the Toronto blading community, make sure to check out the event I have set up for those who extreme dash, right? We got a nice Photoshop reference that I did there, and that's pretty cool. Also, hey, if you are at the end of May, there is Anime North on May 24th. I tried to rhyme it, no. Wait, did it work? I don't know. Anyways, yo, 3 events, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We have a tag team, 2-peep tag team tournament. Second event on the following day. Look at that. Oh, okay, I guess we went straight into it. If you're a Metal Fight fan, you got Metal Fight Limited on the Sunday. So if you're a fan of the past, guess what? Metal Fight, it's back at Anime North. And the regular standard event, make sure to check it out. And make sure, by the way, if you were interested, other than obviously making sure you have to go through the whole process of Anime North to get that pass or whatever, make sure if you're going to be signing up for these events, you sign up via challenge, right? So that's how you have to basically go through it. But dude, these events are very, very well done. If you're a blading fan, you know, please come to Toronto, Anime North. It's really worth it. Anything else? Oh, I'm pretty much going through all the updates for the UX stuff. So I still have testing status for, I think, Wizard Rod and Hell's Hammer. But yo, I need to live my life, and I don't want to be sitting there editing like 2 hours of footage. So eventually we'll get to it, probably by the end of this month before all the new releases, but no promises. And aside from that, anything else in particular? Yes! I think I did this on the Twitter, I did a post, I'll probably make sure to leave it retweeted or whatever, but I am looking for a thumbnail. And I mean, when I mean thumbnail artist, I don't mean like someone who can use Photoshop, because I can do that. I mean, like, you know, hand-drawn art, you know, that type of stuff. So, yeah, I'm just throwing that out there. I'll probably retweet the tweet. So, hey, if you're an artist, whatever, hey, check out that tweet. I'll be going over it whenever I can. And, yeah, I think that's about it. Cool episode, I guess. And not really much else to add. Very curious to see where Beyblade X leads from here. Very curious on that Sunday stuff. Speaking of which, actually, on the Sunday, you'll be seeing 2 videos. Because since the 14th is, you know, every 14th of every middle of the month, typically the 14th. You know, the core releases, so yeah, I'll have 2 videos. One will be of the news, but I'll have like a special birthday video, which I'll probably drop on the midnight of April, where it'll be a fun battle. What is it? You'll have to find out. Alrighty, anyways, thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day. That'll be it for now. Have a wonderful weekend, and bye!